Hey guys, what's up? It's Duncan here, KH Fan, bringing you guys another album review. This time of the Metal Blade Records release of Whitechapel's self-titled album. Now, if you're not too familiar with Whitechapel, they are a deathcore band that formed in 2006 in Tennessee. Recently, they've been getting really huge. And they're easily one of my favorite deathcore bands, and one of the only few good deathcore bands that's out, because most, in my opinion, most of them suck. But Whitechapel, they're definitely one of the best ones out there, if not the best. Well, I can't really say that because I think All Shall Perish is the best. But anyway, back to Whitechapel. Now, this album is a follow-up to 2010's release of A New Era of Corruption, which is an album I fell in love with. That album basically got me into Whitechapel. I wasn't into them before. Like, I've heard some other stuff, like their old stuff. Wasn't into it at the time, but then when I heard A New Era of Corruption, I got into the older stuff, and I was really digging it a lot. Just balls out heavy. But does this album top A New Era of Corruption? Honestly, my honest opinion would be yes. This album was definitely way different from any of the past albums that they did. Mainly, they got a new drummer on this album, Ben Hartlerode. I can't even say it. Hartlerode? Yeah, I think that's how you say his last name. If he sees this, I hope he corrects me on it. Anyway, he's been the new drummer for over a year. He used to play in a band called Nights in the Abyss, and this is his first record with Whitechapel. Well, and this is kind of like a follow-up to the Recorrupted EP that came out last year, which featured the song Section 8, which actually appears on this record. And that song really got me stoked for the next Whitechapel CD. That's what I had to say about that, and plus it had a cover of Strength Beyond Strength by Pantera, which was brutal as hell. This album is definitely much different. I say it does top A New Era of Corruption. I don't think it'd be even as good as This Is Exile. That's still, in my opinion, the best album they've ever put out. But yeah, let's get to it. When I first heard the song Hate Creation, that was like nothing I've ever heard from this band ever. It's like they're really, really evolving as a band, kind of moving away from the deathcore stuff, getting more into death metal, which I like a lot. The album basically starts off with a little piano intro, and then it just starts kicking you in the face from beginning to end, basically. The guitar work on this album, it's still the Whitechapel stuff I fell in love with. It's very crunchy, very heavy, doesn't let up. It's more melodic in this album as compared to previous releases. Alex, Ben, and I forgot the other, Zach, the other guitar player, their guitar work on this album is pretty good. I mean, I don't see why they need 3 guitar players, but it seems to work with this band. So yeah, the bass playing, I would have liked to hear the bass guitar a little more on this album, but it's definitely well played on this record. Ben Hartlerode's drumming is probably some of the best I've heard out of Whitechapel, if not the best. Sorry about that, that was my phone. Yeah, his drumming, I mean, he's fast as hell when it comes to like fast old bass. I mean, he does, like, me being a drummer, I've watched him play on YouTube and whatnot, and he does like double strokes, which I'm not saying is a bad thing. It's kind of lazy for me, but anyway, it works for him, and I think it's killer. It's got some power behind it too. So that's that. And last but not least, Phil Bozeman's vocals. They are definitely the clearest I've ever heard him on a record. Like, I can actually understand pretty much every word that he says on this release by far. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. I mean, it's a bit layered in the mix, but it still works out. This time there's no collaborations. There's no vocal collaborations on this album like there was last album. Like, Reprogrammed to Hate on A New Era of Corruption had Chino from the Deftones on it, which I thought was awesome. But this album definitely, I think, surpasses A New Era of Corruption. If I were to give this a score, I'd probably give it a solid 8 out of 10. The only gripe I have about this is it could have been a little more more spastic and fast spastic stuff like on Mrs. Exile or Somatic Defilement. Yeah, just stuff like that. I mean, all in all, it's a good record. I want to hear what you guys think of the new record. So yeah, that's basically what I think about the record. And yeah, really good record. It comes out on the 19th, which is next week, on Metal Blade Records. So go out and buy it. It's very, very awesome. And if you get a chance to go see them on the Mayhem Festival this summer, I suggest you do so. I missed them on their headlining tour when they came to Maine because I had to fly out to Ohio for Rock on the Range. And by the way, there will be a compilation video of Rock on the Range coming soon. So, yeah. Shit like that will happen. So yeah, go check them out on Rockstar Energy Drink Mayhem Festival. They're playing with bands they're playing with Slipknot, Slayer, Motorhead, Anthrax, and many more. So yeah, check them out on Mayhem Fest this summer, and check out their new album, because it's really fucking good. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, and as always, keep it metal. I'm sorry, Count Blackgrowth, I took your phrase once again. Sorry, bro. Love ya. Later, dudes.